Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So, I'm going to attempt another cloud pour. I have had such a busy day, I really didn't even get a chance to actually watch any videos to figure out how to do it properly. I watched about 3 minutes of a video on my lunch break at work, so I thought I'm just going to have to experiment. So the only thing I did notice in the video I did watch is they mix the satin enamel with paint, not just by itself. So that is what I have attempted to do. Well, I have done. And I've made it tiny little bit runnier. Like when I say tiny bit, I mean like really not noticeable. But yeah, just a little bit runnier. So I'll give you my measurements before I go. Where's my bit of paper? Okay. Got a little paper with all my calculations on it. So I like to measure. I'm a little bit like that. So I used, for the white, these are all Montmartre paints, 40 grams white paint, 80 grams Floetrol, and 10 grams water. Then I used a phthalo blue with 20 grams paint, 40 grams Floetrol, and 5 grams water. Then I did 15 grams turquoise and 15 grams satin enamel, then 45 grams Floetrol and 5 grams water. So a little bit different with this one, just because the satin enamel is a little bit thinner. But they're all quite runny, where you can leave a mark, but it doesn't really stay. I don't know how easy this is, because I've never done this on the video. So it leaves a little ring, but it doesn't stay. So, and the other difference I'm going to do is, I am going to do a layered cup, and I'm going to try and do a ring pour. Now, did that refocus? Yes, it did. After I hold cups up to the camera, I like to make sure it refocuses. So I'm going to put it in here as a layer, and then I'm going to try and do a ring pour. I don't know if that's going to be any better or not. Again, have fun. This is what art is about. Enjoying yourself. And sometimes you might cry at the end of the night going, nothing worked. But that's the joy of it, really. So I'm just trying to think what colour I want to be in the centre. I don't think I want white in the centre. I think white can be a little boring. Let's make a cloud in the centre. So let's go the satin enamel. And I'm not always for the centre. I don't put much in. And these aren't going to lay it hugely well because of how thin they are. They will layer to a degree, but they are going to mix too because they are quite thin. So I'm just going to swap back and forth with white in between. And the only one that's got the satin enamel in it is the turquoise. So it's got turquoise and teal together. Now I can see already in the cup, it's layering to a degree, but it's also mixing a little bit. So let's hope we get some cool effects. Because it's not going to be a white cloud, I didn't really want it to be, get off me. There's a fly come in the house. This is what happens in Australia in summer. Flies appear out of nowhere and annoy you greatly. So yeah, because the teal is going to be the satin enamel colour, that's why I'm just going about it as I go. I don't want it to be hugely clouds, because it's not the white. It would be really different if it was the white making the clouds, but it's not. So I'm just about there. This will be the last lot of each colour. So who knows, I may get clouds, I may not. I really don't care so much if I get clouds or not. I just don't want it to be ugly. I don't want to waste paint and time making an ugly pour. But if it doesn't turn out, I learn. And that is all what it's about, is learning. So I didn't want my satin enamel colour to be on top, because that is probably going to be the first colour that goes off the edge. Okay. So let's just hope I do get some clouds. So ring pours can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes. My problem is keeping it in the middle of the canvas. So here we go. Looks like the other colours sank and the teals come to the top. Yeah, definitely not keeping my cup in the middle, am I? Go away, fly. You're going to upset me and fly into my canvas, I can tell. So, where did all my colour go? I can't see any white. I can't see any phthalo blue. I can just see a whole bunch of teal. So I'm just going to move it that way a little bit. It's going to come back. I know it will. Still don't understand why my thing is a little bit uneven. So we're going to do 2 pop sticks tonight. See if that can keep it in shape a little bit better. How are you? Go away. You're going to be a really annoying fly, I think. Upset me all evening. Okay. Pop these air bubbles. Now, I think it's going to drop off the edge down here before I get a chance to tilt. So remember, this mix is a little bit thinner, so it may want to go over the edges quicker than I anticipated. But yeah, I'm just surprised that the phthalo blue and the white have kind of just vanished completely. Yep, it's dripping over the edge right now. Okay. So I'm going to have to go side to side, I think. See if I can stretch this out a little bit before I start going over the edges. So let's start going to the corners. If this is a fail, it's a fail. You know, I feel sometimes it's like most things. You can learn bits and pieces from other people, but ultimately you kind of got to do it yourself to figure out exactly how to do things as well. Because things behave differently for different people. And kind of learning it for yourself is what teaches you whether you're doing it right or wrong. But I am going to watch a couple of videos. I haven't had time. 4 o'clock in the morning, waking up, going to work, going to school or TAFE. Then coming home. Then got a doctor's appointment, and food shopping. We've all got busy lives. This is my stress relief at the end of the night. That's why I do this for fun. This is my enjoyment. Yes, I don't want fails, but at the same time, if it doesn't turn out perfect, it's not the end of the world. So I'm just moving it around to see whether the friction causes anything to happen. And it's not so much. So I am going to tip off a bit from a corner, but I'm just trying to think, which corner do I want to go? I think I'm going to go this way. So I'm just taking it easy. Pour off a bit of paint from there. And then bring it right back and stretch it again. Still moving. Alright, now let me check my corners, because I think I want to take my gloves off and give it another torch, I think. So Sometimes I'm only hunched over for a little bit, but I sure feel it in my back. Get rid of more bubbles. Alrighty. So I honestly have to say, I've got even less, well, cloud cells, cloud pearls, or just clouds in general than I even got last night, which I'm quite surprised about. So I think that I can see some, but they're on the edge, kind of like when I do a pearl pour. So I think that there's been more paint stretched off the edge. So I could either leave this as it is, or I could try tilting it more, tipping off more paint and seeing if I get anything from that. I am unsure. Because if I try to tip off that corner, that's where I've got a couple of pearls or clouds. If I tip off this corner or this corner, I'm losing a lot of the dark blue. But if I go to that corner again, I'm going to lose my center. So I'm a little bit unsure which way to go about this. Do you know what? I know it looks pretty, and I don't mind it as is, but I am going to continue to move this paint. See what happens. I'm just going to go back and forth, I think. That way I'm not hugely affecting the image. I'm just causing a bit of friction over the paints. At the same time, I gotta be careful I don't start making mud, because we don't want them to overly blend. I wonder if I just have too much paint on the canvas. Should we try tilting a little bit more off? Has changed my image a bit. Before it drips, I'm going to bring it back. So that's brought out more of the deeper blue. I should wipe my fingers before I put my hands over the canvas. What was I thinking? Oh, this is a bit slippery. Oh, I'm looking like a smurf. Yep, I'm looking like a smurf. I'm And I'm supposed to be having an early night, not jumping in the shower and cleaning off all my blue hands. I gotta go up early in the morning again for work. And I can't sleep in on the weekend because I've got to go do the talk at the radio show, so busy. But that will be quite good. I'm looking forward to that. It's good to keep yourself busy too. So I'm going to torch it one more time since I've done another tilt. So I can see a couple of effects popping up, but I don't know if that's just because I thinned the paint out, whether I got the blowtorch slightly close, or whether time has done it. But I've got a couple of little pearls popping up, tiny little one there, or cloud. They're very cell-like, and I think I did get the blowtorch a little bit close on a couple of spots. I haven't burnt it, but it did cause a reaction in the paint. So I may just have to leave this as it is and see if anything else develops. Maybe my thinner mixture was not the way to go. Maybe I should have thickened it up. All in, what are they? All in the learning curve, to be quite honest. Oh, and how silly was me. One part of the canvas here that didn't have any paint on it. Should double check all spots now. Oh, I'm going to have to lean forward and you might see my messy hair. No, that looks done. Cool. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to get much more changes in it. This doesn't look bad. This actually looks quite interesting. It's subtle. It's not a bold, here I am, I'm bright red, or it's a subtle flowing artwork. You can see defined rings at least. So they're there. There's pearls or clouds forming on this side and some of the edges, but not so much in the main canvas. So tomorrow I have a little bit more time. I probably might sit down for my after work, kick back and put a few videos on and see what difference I'm doing compared to other people that have done this before in the past. But as I say, I'm only going by what I think I should be doing. I really didn't practice this or watch hundreds of videos to learn it. I just wanted to have some fun. I do notice that most people are using a white satin enamel. That could be another difference. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I will bring you down for a close-up. So there we go. It's not overly flashy, but it's not too boring either. It's subtle. It's a very mild piece, but you know, sometimes mild pieces actually work well. But as you can see, there's definitely good rings or lines going through it. This is the corner where we did get a couple of clouds or pearls pop up. And then we come up here where this is where the center was that I ended up pushing over to the corner. I think that was good because I think it had, by pushing that over to the corner, it brought out a lot more of the blue running through here. But yeah, I think this is okay. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece. It's just a nice, subtle painting. I think last night's one turned out a little bit better. So we'll wait and see whether this develops anymore. I don't think it will. But, oh well, that's the fun of it. So I hope you enjoyed it. So like, subscribe, share, and comment. And I will see you tomorrow for another video. Alright, have a good day, everyone. Bye.